When I was growing up in the 1960s, there was a family in our neighbourhood who were very traditional people, led a very traditional life, but they had three adult children who were leading very non-traditional lives. They were all married when I knew them, and they had children, and then after a while those marriages all collapsed, and so then children all remarried, and that didn't work, and then they remarried again. And so as years went by, there were numerous children and stepchildren and grandchildren, step-grandchildren. At one point, I think someone married and her new husband brought his children from a previous relationship he'd had into the family. And so the family just grew and grew and grew. And the most amazing thing was that people came in, but nobody ever left because they just stayed. Sometimes they stayed living under the same roof. And so in the 1960s, this was an extraordinary thing. But when I look back on it now, what strikes me most was acceptance. That was the biggest lesson that I learned from that family. That no matter what happened, no matter who came into the family, there was total and unconditional acceptance. Now, I have no way of knowing what the grandparents really thought about it, but if it was anything other than being happy that their children were happy themselves, well, then they certainly didn't show it. They were ahead of their time, but it was just such a wonderful example that when you just accept whoever comes into the family and don't try and put your own interpretation on that, or your own perhaps moral standing or your own viewpoint on what a family should be, well, you have a much better relationship with your children because they had a wonderful relationship with their own children, and it stood by them all their life. It's the greatest love I think parents can give their child is unconditional acceptance of whatever that child chooses. I hope that story helps you, and if it does, like, share and follow, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.